We got some good one right here. We got justice for we got justice for a civilian who got beaten by a cop. Settlement award to black man after he was beaten by cops. $130,000 settlement for black man beaten by Miami cops. Okay, let's get the video.
A man receives a $130,000 settlement. He was beaten by Miami cops. Let me give you a recap of that. Here it is.
Here it is.
And I'm so grateful that in this case we had the video surveillance.
Video from the night of June 28, 2019 is what attorney Jordan David attributes to 29-year-old Cody Wade of North Carolina being awarded $130,000 settlement from the city of Miami Beach in his excessive force lawsuit against police.
Why would it take multiple officers to have to seize him, tackle him, and start applying for...
The night of the incident, Wade was at the Mango Tropical Cafe, but security asked him to leave for disorderly behavior. Police were called and were seen on body cam video asking Wade to leave. But moments later, Wade is seen on video jogging and runs into the officers. That's when they aggressively take him down, arrest him, punch him several times, then drag his limp body across the street.
Closed fist punches, multiple strikes, the type of vulgar language that suggests a brawl as opposed to some orderly process of the law.
Wade was left unconscious and was later treated at the hospital before taken to jail and charged with resisting arrest and trespassing, although those charges were later dropped.
Let me put up one of the pictures full mass to show you the carnage.
Look at that.
That was visited upon this man. After being punched several times and arrested, Mr. Wade's body became limp. He couldn't walk.
He couldn't even move.
So they decided to drag him. Meanwhile, one of the cops is heard saying, and I quote, "Get up, or we're going to drag you across the street." The officers did obviously follow through. He was still handcuffed. His hands were still behind his back. In the lawsuit filed, it says Wade was left lying unconscious on the curb of the street for several minutes, while the Herald explicitly indicates Wade was unconscious in the street for 12 minutes until paramedics arrived. After paramedics arrived, Wade was taken to the hospital and given Narcan. Narcan, a medicine used to reverse the effects of drug overdose, although he says, "I didn't have any drugs in my system. I wasn't using any drugs." That's according to an official court document. The attorney for Mr. Wade says Wade suffered injuries from this incident and is still dealing with them currently, although he declined to reveal his client's medical records in detail. These injuries are going to be long-lasting, if not permanent, the attorney said. The city of Miami Beach approved to settle Wade's lawsuit during a September 28th commission meeting. Now, okay, let's address the elephant in the room. $130,000? Not enough.
No,
not enough
even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Especially when you're talking about injuries that are either A, reoccurring, or B, 100% permanent. I mean, there's more. Miami Beach Police.
And that's the thing as well. I mean, they're not the type of injuries that go away after a couple days or weeks or months like that. You know, sometimes if you break a bone, they go after a while. Or like when you get a bad back and, you know, it takes a while like theory like that. Those injuries are permanent. Forever. It means infinite.
There's another ongoing dynamic here. Okay, let's put up the pictures. These are pending lawsuits at that same department. They are accused of excessive force, including a July 2021 arrest of Delonta Crudup and Khalid Bond, a story that we actually covered. Mr. Crudup was handcuffed. Officers kicked him, slammed his head against the ground while he was handcuffed. Current Miami Police Chief Richard Clements became chief back in July 2021, mere days after the incident occurred.
Here's the chief.
The chief said of the two individuals, and I quote, "This is by no means at all a reflection of the dedicated men and women." Police Department.
There you go again. Cosplay 101.
I can tell you that my staff and I promise you, as individuals and as an agency, that we will learn from this. We will grow from this.
Sure they will.
That growing process is taking a while here.
Yeah.
There continues to be offense after offense. Now, we can solve this legislatively. How? George Floyd Policing and Accountability Act is a good start.
Breonna
It
Taylor,
would
police
allow us to
accountability.
peek into the background of every cop, all of their disciplinary records. But we don't have that. Democrats didn't push hard enough. Republicans did not give a damn about getting it done. Even though 94% of Americans, all Americans agree that police reform, not criminal justice reform only, but specifically police reform is required. It is a bipartisan issue at its core. It strikes people that are political and apolitical, that are young, not so young. But this issue has not been universally addressed by the members of Congress we elect. All right, Jessica, thoughts?
Yeah, the way he says this is not a reflection of our police department really strikes me, because it's a reflection of behavior that's exhibited in pretty much every police department across the United States of America. Like, I'm thinking of Quandary Sanders in Lawton, Oklahoma, who was shot, and then it's a standard practice after he's been shot to handcuff him as he's bleeding out. And then he was dragged by his ankles, and it's all on the police body-worn camera footage. Officer Hinkle was the officer who did that. And then...
just like the few cops out there, you know, like Amber Geiger, Amber Dean, Dante Chauvin. Yep, list goes on and on.
Obviously cruel and unusual punishment for someone who's not even been convicted of a crime, someone who's just being arrested by the police. And then now the police have to pay out $130,000 because they were sued as a result of this. The police departments are defunding themselves because of their violent tactics that are standard practice. And really, we need a lot to change. And I really think the George Floyd Policing Act is a perfect place to start.
Well, it's not the fact that the police departments are defunding themselves. It's their nature of their violent acts are calling them to be defunded. You got people in the community, in the society, there are civilians that are paid, they're law-abiding taxpayers that don't trust the police. And here's another case and sample. It's another case of happy fuck the cops day. Fuck the police. But Dad said I'm out here, my job. Peace out.